All right, check 1 2, check 1 2. Want to give me some audio there?
Generally masculine sounds, heavy metal, and chainsaws. Gears of War.
Hi, welcome to the Tryforce podcast, where we talk about video games, we talk about movies, anime now, apparently.
Yeah, we're fucking multimedia at this point.
That alone is going to get us copyright.
Watch the show.
No.
It's the Tryforce.
So, when we were deciding I just also realized, I start pretty much every intro with the word so I'm gonna, try and not do that.
Yeah, dude, I know. I actually suggested you still do, because one of the biggest notes that I got when I was being observed getting my teaching license was, you say so too much. I was like, so does everybody. Fuck off. What else are you going to say? However, no one's saying that. No one's going to say, I used and so too much. So fuck the world. Use whatever you want to say.
Bienvenido, Cogs. Welcome to, welcome to the Tryforce podcast. How's that one instead of so?
Bienvenido.
Oh man, I don't know why, but we're talking about Gears of War today. We're talking. All right,
I'm good.
We're talking specifically about the first one, and I remember we were deciding what we were going to do today because Rain isn't able to join us this evening, which they had something they have to take care of. But so we're deciding what we want to do, and Zach and I were driving home from, I think, Taco Bell, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's just like, Gears of War? And I'm like, huh. He's like, I thought I'd just spitball that because you are a male born between the years of 1993 and 1997. And you were in high school around 2006. I figured I'd just throw that out there. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely was.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was an easy choice.
Very easy choice.
This game series was a big deal for a very long time. And then it was very quickly. But
it really fell out super quick.
But then the first couple of games, fire. Gears 1 through 3, great.
So good, man.
So yeah, I mean, Gears of War, we were just kind of thinking about it, and it has its own very specific, I think, place in video games that were out at that time.
It does. And I was thinking about this when I was starting up and researching this. This is the weird third brother to Halo and Call of Duty. Halo and Call of Duty were doing their own thing. They were in direct competition with each other. But then Gears of War came out from fucking left field. This is is the term redheaded stepchild okay?
I don't know. I mean, are redheads really a protected group?
No,
Can you think?
I don't know.
I like to comment on the old redhead, but maybe not insofar as the idea of a child being neglected.
No, definitely not. But I don't know how the black sheep of the family.
I was working towards more of categorizing them. I think Halo is definitely the keyboard warrior kid who spends too much time arguing about Star Wars and Star Trek online. Call of Duty is the jock, big man on campus style, but is insufferable to be around.
Yep.
And Gears of War is the child who is maybe the youngest, but is the only one in a heavy metal band.
Oh shit!
That's really the kid.
He's the goth kid.
He's the goth stepchild. He's the goth youngest child of the shooting games of that time. I'll definitely agree with you there.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, it was the same but different. It took that whole genre of shooter games and turned it on its head and gave it really strange mechanics for the time.
Because a lot of it was FPS, a lot of it was first-person shooter, and this is one of the
third-person shooter, right?
Only one of the only 3 PSs that was very popular for a while.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it, shall we?
Let's do it.
2006 release date, Epic Games, Microsoft. Released.
Oh God, Fortnite is the same studio that made Fortnite made
boy.
Gears of War.
I'm not surprised.
Oh no.
Initially as an exclusive title for the Xbox 360, before Microsoft Windows version of the game, developed in conjunction with People Can Fly Studios, was released in 2007. Game's story can be single or co-op. focuses on a squad of troops who insist in completing a desperate last-ditch attempt to end a war against a genocidal subterranean enemy known as the Locusts.
Now that was also really cool because where Call of Duty was more a like human versus human war, it was more of like a real world life simulator, real world war simulator. Halo was humanity bands together to fight aliens, to fight aliens in outer space and to go from planet to go and, save their race. But Gears of War literally took the opposite approach where
mole bugs.
Like the aliens are coming from below. Like I thought that was so fucking cool.
It's creepy, man. The Locusts were creepy. They were
yeah.
definitely a threat, and I agree, it's definitely a threat coming from the other direction.
I feel like it's almost worse. You know what I mean? Because like if there's like an exterior threat, at least there's other habitable worlds and you could possibly go there and get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like if there's a subterranean threat, what the fuck? Like, it could be anywhere.
I'd exclusively use an outhouse. I wouldn't want to use any sort of indoor plumbing. Just to hope to not see a locust face in my toilet. Yeah, like I totally agree. Like if you
I think I take the direct opposite approach. I think I would go there and after a hard night of Taco Bell, just be like, "Take this, you dirty mole bugs."
Let's go into the setting and character, shall we? Gears of War takes place on the planet Sarah.
You just hear like in the
on the planet Sarah. A liquid known as emulsion.
Oh, bad time for that description.
Becomes a highly valued power source after a scientist discovers how to use it. And the economic shockwave leads to several wars between nations.
Oh, where have we heard that before?
No, we're going to hear some more of that shit right now.
Oh, boy.
The Coalition of Ordered Governments, also known as COG, because they're the Gears of War.
Title drop. We said it. Thanks, everybody.
Originally only existed as an obscure world government philosophy, but evolved into a legitimate, though minor, political party during the 79-year-long Pendulum Wars. Great. Love to see it. Really, truly love to see it. I love when McCarthyism gets its own section of the government.
This really
amazing.
This really is super weird. Like if McCarthyism really took hold in the 50s, this is the future. With mole bugs.
Yeah. It's like let's find one thing to run everything and just hope nothing goes wrong.
Yeah.
There would be no reason for a power struggle over that because everyone would need it, right?
It's literally the NWO, come to life.
What are you doing? Stupid.
It's so dumb. Why would you ever do that?
The soldiers of the COG are known as Gears. After E-Day or Emergence Day, they're really not even trying. They're straight up not even E-Day. You didn't even get anywhere. You could have obscured yourself somewhere else in the alphabet. Instead of the letter that directly precedes D in the alphabet.
We need a day. We need to make a World War II reference.
We're going to live on.
Slide the alphabet counter over. Just one. That'll be enough to throw them off our trail.
E-Day. Perfect. They'll never know the difference. I scarcely notice the difference. When the Locusts begin their attack on humanity. So the Emergence Day, right?
Yeah.
COG were only the ones who took the necessary steps to ensure the survival of human civilization, instituting martial law and taking charge of the effort against the Locusts. You thoroughly enjoy seeing it. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Insane.
This is literally every Midwesterner's fantasy right now. I wish I was kidding. I really wish I was kidding.
Use my guns for the government. Well, that's the Carmines. That's
Carmines.
Literally the Carmines.
I love the Carmines.
1 year after, 14 years later, the COG is the only human government left on Sarah. 1 year after E-Day, after losing battle after battle to the Locust, the COG made the greatest sacrifice by using the Hammer of Dawn on human cities, giving the citizens of Sarah 3 days to evacuate to Jacinto Plateau.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. This is the entirety of the Gears franchise right now, because Jacinto we don't find out about until Gears 2. So if you could look up
This
Gears
is the setting. This is the setting of the Gears of War series, and then we're going into the plot of the first game.
Oh, okay. But now I wanted to say something about I actually forgot what I wanted to say something about.
Great.
So, please move on.
Don't know what I'm supposed to do about that.
It'll come to me eventually. God, wow, that was rough.
Game primarily focuses on Delta Squad, and the main character, Marcus Phoenix, with the squad consisting of Dominic Santiago, Augustus the Coltrane Cole,
Oh, baby.
and Damon Baird, who I was granted an extreme compliment earlier before we started this when you compared us earlier.
Do you want Zach Pence's personality? Do you want to know what it's like to be friends with him? Do you want to know our dynamic as a group? Look at the interactions between Augustus Cole and Damon Baird, and that is what it's like to be in a room with Zach Penza and myself.
Again, I wish he wasn't correct. Side characters such as...
Wait, would that make Rain our Marcus Phoenix?
Yeah, the only one capable of doing anything? Yeah.
Pretty much.
I would mention, probably. Yeah. Side characters such as Private Anthony Carmine and Lieutenant Min Young Kim, Lieutenant Anya Stroud, and the elderly stranded man known as Chaps also aid Delta Squad throughout the narrative. Players take control of Phoenix in the campaign, and when co-op mode, the second player controls Dominic Santiago.
Mm-hmm. Love that man.
All 4 Delta Squad members are available for play during multiplayer games, along with Carmine Kim and Colonel Victor Hoffman, in addition to various Locust characters as well. Marcus Phoenix, voiced by none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. John DiMaggio.
You know, I'm so glad that Adventure Time came out, because, like, after being Bender from Futurama and then going to the Red Hood in the Joker movie, in that...
The Joker in the Red Hood movie.
Sorry. And then doing... and then doing Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know? I just can't believe that he took his retirement to do Jake the fucking dog in Adventure Time, and I'm so glad. I'm really glad that he got to do that, you know, because I'm listening to him talk in Gears of War, and I'm like, how are his vocal cords still alive? Like, how are they not shredded to pieces at this point? You know, that is a consummate professional.
He's the best. He's the only man for me.
Oh, yeah.
He's fantastic.
An unbelievable choice. Now I just need to see Jake the dog with a lancer and a bandana, and then we're all good to go. Like,
Finn! Just climbing the Ice King's palace with the side of the Ripper. Like
Finn is dressed like Dom. He's just like, we haven't found Princess Bubblegum yet.
Unbelievable. The game's plot begins 14 years after Emergence Day, when the Locust Horde overran and killed many COG soldiers and civilians, declaring war against humanity. Marcus Phoenix, a former COG soldier, is reinstated into the military after spending 4 years in prison for abandoning his military post in order to make a vain attempt to save his father, Adam Phoenix. Yeah, so that's heavy. That's how it starts. I mean, to think that even now, even while everything's going on, you have someone like like Marcus Phoenix, and you're like, no, you sit in your timeout box. You weren't at your post. You forgot your post. You didn't do it right. Fuck the military, bro. I cannot.
I just can't imagine that. You know what I mean? Like, in a war where if it was human on human war, I could kind of get it, because then they could go over to the other side. And but like, this is a literal war for human survival.
From the mole bugs.
Yeah, I don't know if there are criminals in a war in a war like that.
In a war against the mole bugs, there are no criminals.
There are no criminals because they're all fighting the mole bugs. I just don't understand.
All it would take is an attack of mole bugs to truly unite us as a species.
Honestly, man. And then we'd go right back to it because we're dumb.
True. Dom Santiago, Marcus's best friend and fellow cog, successfully extracts Phoenix from the prison and takes him to meet Delta Squad. The group then seeks to obtain the, quote, resonator, a device that will map, quote, the hollow, the caverns which the Locust inhabit, and later deploy the light mass bomb inside the hollow, which will destroy the heart of the Locust forces inside. Phoenix and his allies recover the device, but suffer multiple casualties in the process, including Anthony Carmine, starting a Gears of War precedent.
Oh, Anthony Carmine.
Of every single Carmine getting capped in these.
So bad.
Every one of them is dead.
Like Anthony Carmine, Ben Carmine.
And then there's Colton Carmine, actually.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that survives. I think he's the last one.
Yeah.
And,
A, B, C, D.
Oh, gosh.
It's literally the joke. But, like, I hate that, man. I was so upset when Anthony got fucking murked. Like, crazy. Just to expose the fact that there are snipers in the area.
I honestly, I get it. And it can, when it happens to, like, a beloved character, it can really suck. But yeah. I really love a pull the rug out from under you kill, like a pull the rug out from under you headshot, and everybody has to scramble for cover.
Yeah. Actually,
losing a friend in the process. That's a hell of a plot point for me personally.
Yeah, that, and then they did that in Halo Reach too. With
Cat. Big time.
Like, oh my,
what all
God.
The time.
So fucking crazy. I know what, I kind of agree, but at the same time, it sucked to see my boy Anthony get murked.
And they killed Kim too. They killed the squad leader.
They did kill. Oh my God!
He was the squad leader. Yeah.
Holy shit! That was a kill.
Horrific.
I love when Nemesis made a cameo in Gears of War. That was my favorite.
Fleeing Ram's forces, Phoenix leads the remaining soldiers through the ruins of Ephra. I don't know. Ephria to reclaim a Junker APC, or Armored Personnel Vehicle, drive to a mining facility, and finally into the planet's depths.
Ooh, this actually brings it up because I remembered what I was going to say before. We said that this takes place on a planet called Sarah. Is that Earth? Like, is that supposed to be Earth? Like, I just don't... I don't understand. Or is it like a perfectly, parallel world where humans are just tree trunks from toe to head?
It's I think you can kind of not think that is the case. It's the plural of serum. So I thought it was always a joke about how there's like all the emulsion underneath the planet, and it's like there's like a bunch of serums just like chilling.
I guess so.
There. Sarah, it's just like Sarah sounds like Terra, which sounds like Earth.
I guess so.
Who knows?
Huh? So it might be like an off-world planet. Could be.
Yeah, I know. I never thought it was Earth. I thought that there was some sort of alternate Earth happening, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Huh.
It was 2006. I was not really too on top of things.
The only reason I say that is because at the end, when you hear from the Queen Locust,
Oh yeah,
that's a big thing. So she's talking about like humanity has been waging wars like this for millennia, and we've sat here and watched them. And I'm like, so humans evolved on this world, then they must have.
Yes,
which is why it's probably like super weirdly parallel to us. I don't think it's Earth. I think it's like a parallel Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in. I mean that kind of takes the heavy lifting out of the like lore and writing it, I should imagine.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not doing this on Earth. Screw it. I'm not telling you what happens to Chicago and Milwaukee. I don't give a shit.
Fair.
And I respect that. It's a streamlining of the plot.
Yeah, it's a very easy way to tell a story, and making up these own crazy cities. Obviously, basing them on our own cities, but making it up just leaves so much open to be written, and I love that.
Yeah, and I gotta say, for the just mindlessness of the combat,
oh yeah,
It had a decent story. I always kind of respected the storytelling of Gears of War. I don't know why.
I loved the story of Gears of War. It was very sci-fi horror war game, and I loved it.
Delta Squad successfully detonates the resonator. So they detonate the resonate. But the device fails to map enough of the tunnel network. They discover a larger map of the network that originates from Marcus Phoenix's old home, specifically his father Adam Phoenix's laboratory. The group ventures to the Phoenix estate at East Barricade Academy. Because why would you spend more than a minute and a half thinking of a name for this?
No, I went to West Barricade Academy. We're enemies now.
That's just a direction and a military term.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't just go like, I went to North Helicopter Academy. Yes. Yes, I see that you're a South Flame Retardant Gloves Academy man yourself. Ridiculous.
Are you in the UAV club?
No, I was in the APC club, actually. Thank you. I was in the COG club.
Oh,
I want to fucking die.
So stupid.
Where Phoenix originally attempted to rescue his father. When they arrive, Delta encounters heavy Locust resistance. After collecting the data, the group fights their way past Locust forces and boards a train. Not a coal train, but a train.
A literal train.
Carrying the light mass bomb. That's sure lucky. Like, imagine that. They're like, get on the train. Get on the train. We got to get out of here. And it's like,
hey, look at this shit.
Hey, look at that.
I actually think
This is some pretty cool nuclear bombs. We're doing it. We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. No podcast is safe.
And then the light mass bomb did in fact launch some pretty cool bananas. The locust down to the hollow.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So General Ram, right? That's a guy.
Yep.
We didn't talk about him. But we did say fleeing Ram's forces earlier, so no one knows what the fuck I'm talking about. So that's great. After collecting the data, the group fights their way past Locust forces and boards a train carrying the light mass bomb. Phoenix and Santiago battle their way through the train and are able to defeat the Locust General Ram, who is like the big bad of this game.
I made the Nemesis joke before, but it was very apt, as he looks very much like Nemesis.
Very similar.
He's huge. Like, he's fucking massive.
A big boy.
I'd say, like, I think Marcus Phoenix is, like, canonically, like, 6'5", 6'6", or something like that.
I'll try to find it.
If that is the case, General Ram is easily 8'9". He is fucking stacked. He's enormous.
He's a thick
lad. Just an absolutely thick boy.
How tall is Marcus Phoenix? Right now, we're currently at, wow.
I'm curious now.
I have it in meters.
Okay, tell me.
1.66 meters?
1.66 meters. Well, I'm 2 meters. So
he's like 6'1"?
Jesus Christ. No, hang on, wait. Let's see. Let's see. Meters. This is important, guys. Hang on. Meters to...
This podcast brought to you by the metric system.
Why are we not using
metric system. Use it.
1.66 meters?
I don't know, bro. Look at it.
Let me see. How tall is Marcus Phoenix? Oh my God. Connor is taller than Marcus Phoenix. He is. Marcus Phoenix is 5'4".
No, he's not. Bullshit.
He's a small boy.
There's no way.
This game
no. The
God.
official Gears fandom wiki has him at 6'1".
Okay.
1.85 meters.
This game would have been so much different if Marcus
Was under 5'5". Dumb.
Just a scrappy little leprechaun of a man. And they're all the same height.
He can stand up straight behind any of the cover barriers that you have. He doesn't have to like go and put a shoulder down.
I'm like, there is no way I'm as tall as General Ram. There's no way.
we have the same middle name, Marcus Michael Phoenix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
General Ram. I'll see if we can find a cannon height on that lad because it's big.
Speaking of cannons, he has one,
Oh.
and he just holds it like a regular gun.
He does really do look like Nemesis. You're right.
Right?
It's really being scant on the details here. Oh my god. God, you're not ready at all.
Okay, how big is he?
This man is capping off at a towering 10 feet tall.
Oh, no.
No, thank you.
No.
No, thank you.
Oh, no.
Phoenix and Santiago battle their way through the train and are able to defeat General Ram and his 10-foot ass before uploading the data. Fully activated, the light mess bomb launches into the hollow and eradicates the locust tunnel networks, which is a fucking joke because they clearly have plenty more for us over the series.
Actually, you had a slip of the tongue there, but it actually ended up being correct.
What do you mean?
The local locust infestation. It's like only to that area.
Yeah, it's true. It's kind of like when you get ants in your house; they're everywhere. In the game's final sequence, Hoffman delivers a victory speech as the tunnels collapse and explode, whereupon the voice of the Locust Queen promises that the Locusts will continue to fight onward despite their losses. Game is over.
You know, it is really, really crazy because when you fight General Ram actually at the end of the game, I think he says something like for the Queen or save the Queen or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my first thought,
The fascist regime.
I was like, wow, you know, this game really is the analog to the British. I didn't know that.
Ooh.
But it's fine.
Maybe I should teach it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, kids, listen up.
So this is what the British did.
This is a Lancer.
I mean, it kind of did. You know, the British kind of did do that in the early 1700s.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty famous for it, actually.
on average, there's a British Independence Day every 7 days. So, but anyway, I really did love the fact that they introduced the Locust Queen like that because you know we were thinking that Ram was the big boy, you know, and he's like save the Queen, and we're like, what Queen? And we're like, okay, you know what? Fuck it, we'll just take her out with the bomb, you know. And then we see the light mass bomb actually go into the Locust Hollow and blow them all up. Like we see a bunch of corpses coming out of holes. We see a bunch of what are they called? The big ones with the guns, like Brumaks.
Oh yeah, tough as a Brumak. Yep,
absolutely. And we see the Reavers and everything get blown up. We're like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And then you hear the Queen. It's like, you know, this is basically only like a part of the hive. Like this is really it, you know. And then we immediately after we see all these things get blown up, we just see another army of locusts. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it's really like that. It's a game that like kind of banked on having a sequel.
Yeah.
And that's good because it was a hit upon release. Apparently on November 7th, 2006, the day it was released, it became the most popular game on Xbox Live until the release of Halo 3, which is fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
It's like, get the fuck out of the way, Marcus. The adults are talking.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. When you're stacked against Halo 3 in its prime, like, imagine coming off Halo 2 and being the most popular Xbox game.
Yeah.
Imagine competing with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
And it managed to.
And it competed. It held its own. That is an incredible feat for a game like that. I specifically remember my brother used to work at GameStop, and he was telling me about Gears of War, and I was like, "Holy shit! You know what? I'll try it.
Gears of War, let's go!"
Why not? And then I played it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! This is incredible!" Like, it felt super loose and clunky at first, but only because it's a third-person shooter.
Yeah,
and I wasn't used to that.
No way.
But like, once you get the hang of it, like the mechanics are so fucking cool, dude. Like I remember looking at this the whole time while I was playing this game again. the reload system.
So cool.
Such a cool idea. You know, you can actually have your gun jam. Whenever you hit reload, you have to time it at a little like progress bar at the top. And it gets this little white part of the bar and then these little gray parts of the bar and then 2 black parts of the bar. If you hit the reload button again, you have to stop the little slider wherever it goes.
Yeah.
If you hit it within the white bar, you get a perfect reload. If you hit it within the gray, you get a good reload. And then if you hit it within the black, your gun jams.
Yeah, it was meant to kind of show like the actual problems of conflict and combat.
Yeah.
Like it was meant to be a little bit more. I mean, for having chainsaw guns, it was meant to tried to be a little bit of realistic where it could be.
I really appreciated that, which was really cool. And if you hit it, like if you got a perfect reload, your bullets were stronger, which I really thought was, weird but cool. And then let's talk about the Lancer. And we just talk about one of the most iconic guns of the 2001 to 2015 era.
I can still hear it in my head.
It's so the amount of time, because you know me, you know how I play video games. You know I had fun with the Lancer.
Unfortunately, I know how you play video games. Yeah.
So the amount of times I heard, "Bring it!" Oh man! So it was a gun with a fucking chainsaw on the end of it. Come on,
and no
man.
slouch of a chainsaw too. Those were some teeth.
Those were some fucking teeth. Imagine being 14 in 2008 and said, "Here's a gun with a chainsaw on it. Go and blow up these mole bugs."
Say less.
Like, I was like, you had me at gun with chainsaw. Like, that was it.
Can I put it between their legs and bisect them from the penis upward? Yes! Perfect!
I couldn't be more excited for this.
The chainsaw takedowns were crazy. You could do the between the legs. Good. You could cut them in half, the from the chest. Oh my god. And all like the fact that you could weaken enemies and then like execute them.
Yeah.
The shotgun, a favorite gun in the game.
So good.
B, when you used a shotgun like a fucking 9-iron and just punted someone's head off. Man.
Oh, so
crazy.
Good.
So hyper masculine. It was just Doom with more story. Like it was.
It really was, man. It really was just Doom without the religious connotation.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I thought that was amazing.
And clearly, some people wanted that game. Sold 3 million copies within 10 weeks of launch.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, became fastest selling video game of 2006, second most played on Xbox Live in 2007, and 6th best selling Xbox 360 game of all time.
Man, that's. Wow.
Bananas. Truly bananas.
That is bananas.
Truly outrageous, actually. And
I remember Gears 2, man. I remember the hype for Gears 2.
Yeah.
And like, I remember, I think I played Gears 2 way more than I played Gears 1 because I've been starting Gears 2 and I'm like, wow, I remember literally every scene of this. Like, I remember every line. I remember all of these characters. Gears 1 almost felt like a totally different game to me.
Yeah.
Because it just goes to show you how much better. I mean, the first game was amazing. It was I can't. I'm gushing. I'm really just gushing about this because it's just so. I mean, and they were too. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, they were gushing blood for sure.
The amount of fucking blood in this game. I think honestly, you know how like when we were younger, we had like all of these emotions and pent up feelings.
Yeah.
Like I think this is the game that got it out for most of us.
Sure, and I think that those games were common knowledge. And those were the ones that were like almost on like the ban list. Among like
this really was the Mortal Kombat of shooters.
It kind of was like everyone knew that this game was just oppressively violent. And so they're like, don't let your kids play with the War of Gears. Don't let it happen. Otherwise,
this is the boomer's worst nightmare.
Otherwise, they'll turn to drink. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck people were so worried about. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of a game where it was like, yeah, this is the experience. You're going to, you're going to be covered in blood. If you go into Gears 2, you might find yourself in the stomach of something. What can you do?
Oh God, can we do a Gears 2 episode soon?
If the people react positively to this one, yeah.
Oh God, because I have so much to talk about Gears 2. There were so many things I wanted to do in Gears 1 that Gears 2 was just like, I'm going to give you literally everything you wanted from Gears 1. And
Yeah.
then I'm going to throw some other crazy shit at you, and you're going to love it. And my, I think, 15-year-old brain at the time was like, my brain can only take so much serotonin. Please.
Do whatever you want with me, you magic man.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Literally.
Oh, man.
But Gears 1, I think it did a great job of incorporating the protagonist into the lore and the series. I think it did a good job setting up the world and the conflict, because from pretty much here on out, it's all Locust Queen all the time for the most part.
Yeah.
So, General Ram got his way out of her. And he makes way for really probably one of the fucking coolest antagonists in all of games, which is Scourge.
Yeah.
That's my fucking boy right there, dude.
Yes.
So yeah, clearly I think we've talked about Gears 1. I think, there's very little else to say other than the fact that it's a good game. It's the first game in a series. It's kind of like the first child in a family. You have to kind of bear the burden.
It is really cool how like the story was told, though. The opening shot is Marcus in prison, and from a storytelling perspective, this game was brilliant. Why the fuck's he in prison? And then everyone's calling him a traitor. Why is everyone calling him a traitor? But everyone kind of loves him. But why are they calling him a traitor? You know what I mean? And then there's a level where you have to go to the Phoenix estate, which is literally. I know, right?
If anyone shouldn't have an estate, it's the Phoenix family.
It's definitely the Phoenix family.
Can you imagine Marcus Phoenix at the head of like a French course prepared dinner, like in a dickie and fucking jibes? Pass the mustard.
But he's in full armor all the time.
Master Marcus, I believe we told you to put your dress bandana on tonight.
He's cutting steak with the saw and the
Absolutely.
chainsaw. I love that.
Absolutely.
But like, you go there and you find out, like, they just make no, gestures to hide it, no nothing to hide it. It's just like, you have to go back, this data came from the estate of your father, Marcus. Are you okay going back there? And he's like, fuck it, whatever. And you go there and you see it's this huge fucking mansion, and that opens up a whole new line of questions. Like, what the fuck happened to Marcus?
Yeah, what did Marcus's family do for a living?
Exactly. And why does Marcus's dad have the entire Locust Hive mapped out? You know what I mean?
Yeah, begs some questions. I think we've got like a key in the basement kind of situation happening here.
Exactly.
Maybe Adam Phoenix is probably the cause for all of this.
What if Adam Phoenix is Scourge?
Maybe.
You imagine?
Drop your theories in the comments below.
Crazy.
Unreal.
I remember like just the amount of theories that I had about this game. And then Gears of War 2 was like, hey, remember all those theories you had? None of them were correct.
Throw them out.
Just throw them out.
Get rid of them.
Go. I just love the game, man. I just love Mole Halo. It's so good.
I really liked the multiplayer. The multiplayer was really good. Yeah. One of the first games I can remember playing with strangers on the internet. It had a cool I liked the running system that you not only ran but you also were dodging actively as you ran.
The cover system was really cool.
Cover system, yeah, that was pretty important when it came to multiplayer.
The blind shooting over the barricades, like that was really cool. Yeah.
I remember the characters reacted to the shots. Like they didn't just let them pass by, and the game like programmed little animations of them going like, "Oh shit, fuck, I almost got hit by that." Like so you love to see that attention to detail. And unfortunately, the only thing I have to say, the only complaint that I have about Gears of War 1 is that it isn't Gears of War 2 or 3.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
if that's the only complaint in the series, I mean, like, Halo was like that too. Halo 1 was a fucking phenomenal game, but Halo 2 and 3 were just so much better.
You can't judge a series by its combat evolved,
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. But then you go back and play Gears of War 1, and you just see that mechanically, nothing fucking changed throughout 2 or 3.
It just became more streamlined. It became more the input lag went down. The sensitivity of a lot of the guns went up. And
and just the graphics got crisper. That's really it.
Of course. By the end, I was like, oh, wow, these are visually stunning, but I don't care what's happening in them.
I know.
So, that's why I think Gears 3 is the perfect sweet spot.
Yeah.
It's the perfect sweet spot of great graphics and fantastic writing.
Yeah.
So,
Gears 4 had great multiplayer. It kind of suffered Halo syndrome by the end there.
Yeah, it did have great multiplayer, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah.
I liked Old Marcus. Old Marcus was fun. I think Marcus Phoenix is definitely a very iconic video game character.
Yeah, definitely.
Since these games are very famous, if you saw, for example, I remember seeing a meme when the Expendables movie came out. That had like every action movie star known to man inside of it, and they did one for video games like Dante and Captain Falcon and Nathan Drake and all these people that would be like a cool like badass team, and there he was, Marcus Phoenix, the Chief, all these characters.
Soap from Call of Duty.
From Call of Duty.
Yeah, just a bar of soap. I don't know. Clean yourselves up, you dirty animals.
That should have been a pair of soap shoes.
Sonic from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle specifically.
For sure.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I'm in on Mole Halo. I'm all about Mole Halo. It's great. I think it's a great series.
Actually, instead of Halo, it's Below.
Below. Oh boy!
I think that's it. I think we
get out of here, you beehole. Get out of here. Sick and tired of this.
Oh man, I had to dig for that one.
Yeah, I think that. Oh my god! What I wouldn't give for a gun with a chainsaw attached to it right now.